So we can do even more, like, better raiding with that. So if we take a look at the raiding overview, this is what the Pirate Cove can do. This is what the Commando Garrison can do, and I'm not going to settle on that for too long.
More than just El Presidente's favorite radio station. What does that say? Love! We love El Presidente with all our hearts!
Of course you do. And then there is this thing, which is a really cool concept, but having seen Quill play with it is horrifically overpowered.
They call me the Broker. I guess I had another name once. But you know what names are good for? They're good for getting you arrested, Presidente. Well, that's not my game. My game would be business. Which business? Hey, what have you got?
Let's talk real politics, Presidente. And by that, I mean how we can make money before your people rise up and depose you. Or not. But let's be honest, we're both here to fill our Swiss bank accounts. And in the best case scenario, also not get caught. Wow, I cannot read today! It's infuriating. Not that the deals I'll be offering are in any way dubious. It'll usually be obvious just how illegal they are. Nice to meet you, I guess.
I came to see you as soon as I found these were available, Presidente. What do you think?
Now, I'm not saying that you're my only client. That would be unprofessional. And I'm not naming any of my other clients. That would be hugely unprofessional. What I'm saying is that whomever my other clients are, if there are any, they wouldn't necessarily want to know that I was dealing with you, and vice versa. So we can spend Swiss bank account money on doing this stuff. Haven't actually worked out how to generate the Swiss bank account. Oh, so we can exchange money for Swiss bank account. I see. And then also people. And knowledge. And raid. Oh, you can do raid points at Swiss bank. Interesting. So I suspect that we're going to have a couple of those. What we might want to do... Oh, you can't set up more than one pirate cove. I was going to say we'll just set up a bunch of pirate coves. Can you move the palace? That is a very important question. Yes, you can. And we probably want to do that a little bit later. Do somewhere where there's a bit more build space. In fact, this would be a pertinent time to take a look at the other islands that are around. Like, this one has almost no build space. There's quite a bit here, and that's probably where we should probably set that type of thing up. There's a fair bit here and a fair bit here. A couple of islands off the side. So, like, one of these islands is probably where we want to set up the tourism, for example. So we probably do want this to be the main population center. What do the army bases do? I think they're basically upgraded versions of infantry. Provides a tank squad to fight a military conflict. So yeah, they're better versions of forts. Barracks provides infantry squad to fight military conflicts. Barracks and forts seem to be roughly the same. But I think that barracks can be upgraded into the modern age, while forts can't. All the forts upgrades finish in this age, so they do become obsolete. Sorry, for Cold War. Barracks upgrade through Cold War, forts don't, I think. Dungeon. Enables you to police... enables you and the police to arrest people and keep them in custody. Police station. Patrol the streets and put known criminals and crime lords into detention. Prison allows you to arrest more people. So dungeon is for previous age. I just didn't look at this tab before. Immigration office. We want one of these. We really want an immigration office. Because that will increase the number of people we have come into the island. Increases export prices. That also sounds pretty strong. Appoint ministers suggested by political factions to improve individual aspects of Tropican society or to gain illegal earnings from accepting bribes. Okay. Embassy improves relations with the superpowers. And then the bank just generates cash. Interesting. Well, I would like to get an immigration office. We do need to get one of those pronto. Stick it there. I don't think it needs road access. Okay, and then the other thing we can do now is build apartments. is one of the reasons I just destroyed a bunch of housing. That tavern is in a terrible spot. Tavern can go next to the church. Okay. So that's going to provide quite a lot more housing, which is important. We're already doing all the export things. Did we set up cotton? Yes, we did. That's what that is. Are there any upgrades? Mechanization. Increases upkeep, but also increases job quality. Okay. Didn't require anything else. Can I update the palace? Now, I doubt it. I mean, yes, so for those of you who weren't here at the very beginning of the stream, you can customize how your Presidente looks, and also the palace itself. So there are quite a few different options and variants that you can choose from for that. So this is just the basic layout of the building. You can choose different pathways, and then some of these will require you to have completed certain tasks. So for example, the red carpet, we need to have both Neuschwanstein and Taj Mahal in the same realm before you can put down red carpet. I don't think I've completed any of the other stuff for it, and there's quite a few options, but you'll need to watch the beginning of the stream to see those, because I do go through them in quite a lot of detail. Oh right, the other thing that we haven't done yet is look at the World War research. So, there are quite a few more options. House modes can improve, newspaper can improve, clinic, house, police station and radio station. Let's do those. I probably want to research, where is it? Sorry, literacy program. I can't queue it up. Okay, it's fine. And now we really need to just wait for some money to come in. How is this dock doing? Okay, so we have loads of goods queuing up. So this means that the Teamsters are definitely doing their job pretty quickly and pretty well. Oh, one other
Presidente,
thing.
You look bored. Do you not have an underling to throw oddly shaped objects at?
Stay still, Wolfgang! Do not move!
I will come to your rescue, Presidente, and supply a fascinating task. As usual, the Fatherland will be most grateful for your participation. So I need to fulfill an export trade route with the Axis.
Quick, Presidente! We must choose a side in this terrible war before it ends. It is almost certain to be very short.
Our choice appears to be between the Allies and the Axis. One of these is constantly developing new weapons of violence and has no compunction against bombing civilians. And the other is evil. Whichever you choose will probably win, for though small, Tropico is a true global power. So we need to get an alliance with one of the embassies, at which point we will go up into the Cold War Age. We're not going to have a Ice Age. Right, so the apartments are being built pretty quickly. So at what point is one considered well off? Because so far it's only palace soldiers who are able to afford this. Oh no, these are Teamsters. I do pay the Teamsters a bit more. Construction, plantation, lumber mill.
Please
yeah, okay.
reinforce your armies, Presidente. We have enemies to our right, insurgents on our left, demons below, and pterodactyls above. Who knows what's hurtling through the fourth dimension to attack us right now?
Why work towards battle when you should be battling for the workers? Presidente, please help the comrades. The sweat of their collective brow drips for Tropico.
So this is a choice that I need to make between the communists and the militarists. So the militarists want me to build an army base, and then I can gain 5,000 monies or more standing with the militarists. Or work for the communists. They want me to update my constitution to get religion and state constitution edict. No, not edict. They want me to set the constitution in the religion and state section to atheist state. I don't have access to that yet, so I can't do this one. So it's going to have to be the military. Sorry, commies. And now I need to build a military base. So we... Oh, flipping hell, that's expensive. That's really expensive. Wait, army base or barracks? No, it's an army base. Alright, I was kind of hoping I could replace one of the forts with this thing. We might be able to replace this one, so I think I'm going to demolish this. Because I don't think I need to pay for both. Hey, Takirush. Let's wait until it actually disappears. A protest has started. It's probably the communists. Yeah, I can fit it in right here. Let me see where the entrance is. Alright, the entrance is... on the left. Perfect. Where's the protest?
Please, excuse me.
Oh,
Nice weather.
You really think it's the best idea to do a protest outside of the military base? I would have to question your sanity there. Oh yeah, another thing to note is the Teamsters are now driving trucks instead of pulling around carts. Oh, that's what I was going to look at. Hold your horses. So, one of the logistics buildings that we can now get is the bus garage. So, buses allow you to shift population between locations. So, for example, if we were to set up our main population center here, we could set up a bus garage, which would connect that to this, for example. And that would then, or to the plantations, which is probably actually an even better plan. So that people working in the plantations who are living over here can commute between the two. Parking decks allows British citizens and tourists to access anywhere with cars and taxis. So no, it is the bus garage that we will want to get at some point in the not too distant future. We're also going to want to try and set up power at some point too. Speaking of gunning them down, Gen Fighter, that is actually an option. 1 second. Let's choose someone who's not a soldier. So I have a lot of soldiers. You'll do.
How are you today?
So pause that second just so I can stop. If you select one of your population members, you can tell which factions they're in and what their
I'm a soldier.
job is.
Busy,
Okay,
busy.
so she's actually a criminal, so she's a very good option here. We can choose to bribe her, which will mean that they're more likely to vote for us and generally be a positive influence. We could shoot them. We could order a hit on Sandra Schubert. And then if we had a prison, we could order that she is imprisoned or institutionalized if we have a sanitarium. So there are a number of different things that you could do. So those protesters, I could target them. I could have them shot by the army. It's possible. But seeing that we have criminals openly walking the streets right now, I think we do need a police station. Unfortunately, my money is not going to cover that cost. We have 10 grand sitting in the docks right now waiting to be collected, so hurry up.
Airplanes have revolutionized warfare, yet Tropico still has no air force. An official palace statement says, learn to fly one, then we will get planes.
So there you go, that's our official stance.
Your judgment is always impeccable, Presidente. But might I make a tiny suggestion?
So you want me to get a healthcare building. That is absolutely doable. What would that be under? Public services. There's the grocery. Craps, there is a grocery. Whoops! I'm not entirely sure how my people have been eating, but yeah, they should have been. Clinic, that's what we need. I'm going to go ahead and buy that. We are in debt right now, but we're owed money, so we're going to set up a clinic. Oh, it does fit there. Excellent. Tears down a shack, but that shack shouldn't be there anyway. So we have the tavern, the chapel, and the clinic all next to each other. People starving, communist utopia. Hey, Crypt. They can get food from sources, but it's less efficient. Yeah.
I sometimes wonder about your final confession, Presidente. I suspect that it could take a rather long time to cover all your sins.
Of course, you could hedge your bets and consider a few good deeds along the way. Even if we couldn't manage to get you a direct flight to heaven, we might be able to shorten the layover in purgatory. So you want me to set up a pacifist state? The people have spoken. I'm sorry, but we are the Prussia of Tropico. We believe in democracy here. I mean, we do. Because you guys voted that we believe in democracy. They have the normal cabin, they can grow food for themselves. Oh yeah! I think that might still be a thing.
Presidente, your aid is appreciated. With your help, we'll double our armed forces, redouble our efforts, and halve our expectations.
We can do it together! Superiority of numbers is the key of warfare after all. So, should we use force multiplication to divide and conquer before it's T-0? So I can take money or I can get the militarists to like me more. I'm going to make the militarists like me more. Because I suspect that we have quite a few militarists. Let's take a look. People. Politics. Militarists. 107 of our almost 400 people, so roughly a quarter of the population are militarists. And they really like us. They have a happiness of 95. The religious people, however, don't like us. They don't like that we have apartments. They really don't like that we have an army base. And we have a couple of miscellaneous modifiers. However, I suspect if we built another church or another chapel, that would change. So we are building a clinic, so I think at this point we can change you to a traditional sermon. So you're more efficient at preaching. Meanwhile, the clinic. We can upgrade you with anesthetization, increase the service quality. Let's do that. And I'm also going to pay you a bit more so we can get the quality coming in. And you require college education, so you can definitely do it at college. High school. Can't do interactive education. We can pay the teachers a bit more to make sure that the teachers are teaching more better good. We could also change the library to support public services, which will make the high school more efficient. And I'm going to pay you the maximum. I'm going to pay you the maximum. So the high school is going to be mega efficient at this point. Efficiency 150%, because I'm awesome. Am I going for an atheist state? No. It's just that the church was requesting something I couldn't grant because I haven't researched it yet. Alright, so money is going up again, which is great. And I think we should start thinking seriously about moving up there, although... And it's also going to be farming space up there. I'm actually really happy with how this ended up laid out. So we go to the plantations. Do we have rubber anywhere? We do, actually. Interesting. So up here is going to be a very industrial zone. It's going to be a long way. How do I see how much food we're producing? Wow. 6 out of the almost 400 population are criminals. I just happened to click on one. At least those are jobs that we know about. We need to have more guard posts littered around to really get that. Oh yeah, we could actually build some fishing. I've not even thought of doing that. We totally could have been. Stick a fishing cove there. And over here. Yeah, let's do that. And that's going to be the food supply basically sorted out right there. Sweet. Alright, so back to the plantations. So corn can go over here, and there is actually quite a bit of plantation space, should we need it. Sugar. does really well. We could also set up more plantations back here. And I feel like we ought to. We already produce a lot of sugar. We have like 3 sugar plantations. Cocoa would do well here. Tobacco would not. Tobacco doesn't do well up here either. Cotton, no. Coffee, no. Tobacco, no. Cocoa, kind of. Actually, you know what? This is not the best growing area. That's actually really good for us. Okay, so we have sugar. And I suspect we're exporting a lot of sugar as well. Yeah. You're already on very high capacity. So I don't think we need any more sugar.
The palace issued a new world map today, revealing that the Allies and the Axis both lost ground, while Tropico has annexed Greenland and Antarctica.
What was I saying? Oh yeah, so we could get some more sugar, but I feel like we should be trying to expand the number of goods that we produce. So this would actually be a really good spot to do cocoa. Let's drop a cocoa plantation there. Do another banana one here too. Ah. No! What I need you to do is go just one... No! Sod. Sometimes these roads are infuriating! Connect here in the middle! Damn it! Really? That should be possible. I'm not sure why that's not. Alright, we got there eventually. It's fine. Do you still export raw materials if you have an industry that utilizes the resource? It will prioritize the refined... It will prioritize the industry and then export any surplus.
Please reinforce your armies, Presidente. We have enemies to our right, insurgents on our left, demons below, and pterodactyls above. Who knows what's hurtling through the fourth dimension to attack us right now?
I don't want to spend more on the military because you guys are demanding a hell of a lot.
Should be
We're going to build a theatre. That's doable. Let's see. Ooh, the theatre's actually a cheap one. Requires high school educated people. We're going to have a lot of high school educated people working. Tell that already. Let's put you there. Another rescue raid is done. So we've been rescuing a lot of educated population. That was actually the other thing I wanted to double check, is in terms of people. Population, education, there we go. What I wanted to see was the number of high schoolers versus the number of high school jobs. Because I want to know if I need to be spending as much on this or not. Well, it's saying that there are 7 uneducated job slots available, so I probably don't need to be quite so expensive or spending so much on the education systems.
Remember, loose lips might sink ships, so tighten your lips with a Tropican-made spanner. You won't regret it.
Are there any other buildings we want to do? Processes pineapples or fish to produce canned goods, so the cannery would definitely do well for us. Milk into cheese, also good. Tobacco into cigars, good. Planks to produce boats. Yes, okay, we can do that. So we could actually do all of these. The cannery and the creamery would especially be a good choice. Actually, do we do pineapples? I'm not actually sure that we do pineapples. Cocoa, banana, sugar. Pineapple. Okay, we do have one pineapple. So I think we can afford to put down a cannery.
Presidente, your political maneuverings are the stuff of legend. Excuse me while I take some notes.
Is Tropico 3 good? A lot of people reckon Tropico 3 is the best of the Tropicos, I believe. I personally prefer 5, but yes. Simple answer. So yeah, we wanted to get the cannery. Except I can't afford it right now. And then shipyard would be the other one that we could definitely do.
Presidente, the workers have a request.
Yeah, we're working on that one. You still need to raise crocodiles so the army
Our
can ride into
comrades
battle.
rejoice in your support, Presidente. And of course, we all rejoice equally.
It is as Comrade Mark said, from each according to his ability to each according to his need. Of course, you have an abundance of both ability and need, so it makes sense you're the one who gets to live in the palace. I'll take the communist standing, thank you very much. Because we have open elections, I actually need to worry about your support. Another protest. This time outside the immigration center. Right, the immigration center. Open doors increases immigration rate by 50%. Skilled workers means that you can only get skilled workers, or increases the chance of getting high school and college people. Or Tropico First decreases immigration. And I need to do the research before I can do that. So let's just take a look at the research. That is